What's that on that beat? Oh.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for tuning in to the Shack Attack Show, where I'm your host, Jay Shack. And we're very excited to what we're going to be bringing to Soul TV.
Listen, Jay, as soon as I came out, I was singing. I didn't cry, I was singing, Never heard of it before, but I did. Okay, here we go.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for tuning in to the Shack Attack podcast again. Listen, y'all, this is episode 5, and I'm very, very, very excited for who I got on the show today, man. So listen, before I go into that, I just want to give y'all a rundown of what's been going on with me, man. I don't tell y'all a lot of what I got going on. So listen, y'all, I had a few tour dates with J1 and the Black Heart Crew. Just did a show with him this past weekend in Milwaukee and in Chicago. It was a dope experience. Listen, y'all, I got to meet some legends in the game. This is the Blues Are Right tour, so King George was on there. I got to meet Lenny Williams himself, literally. Oh, babe. I met Lenny Williams, y'all. I met Theodis Easley, Mr. Stand Up In It himself. And, man, it was just a dope experience. It was a dope experience. And I'm just happy where God has taken me, my brother, my band. I'm just excited. And if you know me personally, then you know I'm a family man. I love my family. And so it brings me to, the guest that I have on today. And the guest that I have on is none other than my dad, Pastor Shackelford, Daddy Shack in the building. How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. Listen, y'all, it's my dad's birthday today. He just turned 86 years young. Dad, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good.
That's good, man.
If you ever want to race, just let me know.
So, Dad, what's the secret to staying looking young?
I think I would just be off base trying to deal with that because I'm just a neutral type of person. I have worked hard and I have sung hard and I've just been dedicated to my lifestyle, and so it's not that I've on purpose tried to live easy or something,
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I can present anything and give you any kind of decent answer.
Well, I think I might know, man. They say if you had 34 kids, man, you might be able to stay young, man. So look, y'all, if y'all don't know, I'm gonna let my dad. Dad, how many kids you got?
I got a couple.
Yeah, listen, y'all, I'm the youngest of 34, man. I'm the youngest of 34, and been a great experience. And it's kind of crazy seeing people my age and how we some people my age and how we kind of think differently, because I was raised like I say, my dad is 86, so I was raised, even though I'm 26, I was raised in a different form, because he got the older school way of thinking, so it's like as a man there's certain things I can't do, and I learned this from him. Like, I can't just sit on my butt and be broke. Like, absolutely. And I can't be sitting on my butt and letting a woman take care of me. It's just not in me. It's just not in me. It's like I'm a hard worker. I'm a go-getter, and so I got all this from him. So we gonna have to find a way to fit 86 years of legacy on 1 hour of a 1 hour segment.
Wow.
We gonna have to figure it out, man. We gonna get through it.
This is good.
Yeah. So that let's talk about where you from.
Well, I'm from the southern area of Illinois. And when I say southern area, because it's around where I'm from, it's around other little states, run in there some kind of way. And even though it's actually Illinois and it's southern, I would say about 400 miles south of Chicago.
Okay.
So that's kind of downhill a little bit.
Yeah. So not that. So you was born in 1938, and definitely during that time was a totally different time in America. So kind of talk about that, and then you was also, like you say, it was like a southern city. So kind of just talk about, you know, your upbringing, and like I know when I was younger, you used to talk about in the church how I used to have to go in like the forest areas type thing and picking for fruit, you know, and it wasn't just like now and you know, in Detroit we could just go to a Farmer John, to a market, and grab us some fruit. Joe Randazzo, and grab us some fruit and grab us some meat. So kind of talk about, you know, the hardship of during that time.
Well, you know, it seemed like a hardship to talk about it now, but it was a casual thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and actually be born and raised from a baby, and then the years go by, 1 year, 2 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years old. You know, you get adjusted to everything, and nothing is just like in comparison with our lifestyle now. It was about the same thing then.
Right.
And so once I kind of look back at it, it's hard for me to say an awful lot about did I like it or whatever, because you know it was just part of life.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm able to analyze the situation.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. This is the voice of Mashiba Webb, as she is in the building. Listen, Daddy Shaq,
yes.
How do you keep your memory intact? Because you ain't skipped a beat, okay? I'll be up on the show having a brain attacks and stuff. How do you keep that mind? I mean, what is it? Do you have a regimen for how young you stay physically? How well you get around at this age? I mean, a lot of people your age are not moving like you are moving, and you are doing your thing. So what's the secret?
Well, I think I probably can't give you really the secret. It looked like to me it's just a mutual thing with me. It looked like it's not a secret. But then when I think about my age and all the things I do and can do and have done, and I'm continuing to do.
Yeah.
Evidently, it must be some kind of secret.
It's something kind of something in the water. Because I tell you, your sons, for you all the way down, all of you are amazing. I mean, look at your lineage. It's amazing. You oh my goodness, what you have done, what you have built is absolutely amazing, and it's beautiful. And don't you ever let anybody ever tell you different, because I'm telling you, your family, all the way down from your sons to your daughters to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, it's amazing. It's generations. Okay, it's generations of blessings that you have placed here, and that when God calls you home, you will leave here. So I just wanted to say that. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
And I just want to, I know Jeremiah's going to sing something to you. And before he could do it, I'm going to get mine out the way, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daddy Shackelford. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daddy Shaq. We love it. That 3-part harmony was epic.
That was epic. That was epic. So y'all see, he still got it, man. He still got it. So I want to shine light, because Mashiba talked about, you know, how he stayed young. We almost lost my dad in, I think that was 2021. During the pandemic. He caught COVID, and he kind of didn't really know he was even in the world, really, honestly. God. You know, he was just slowly like leaving, you know, wasn't in no which was crazy, wasn't in no pain, but he wouldn't eat. He didn't eat for like maybe almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
Didn't eat, and finally, you know, we ended up taking him to the hospital. I believe they gave him oxygen and IVs and sent him right home. It was nothing that they can do. And by the grace of God, we was all on him, by making sure he eat something, every day. We had to watch him. Pops liked to play checkers, so, we played checkers with him. Yeah. And by the grace of God, he came back to himself. And, what's that, 3 years later, he's still going strong. So Amen. That's a blessing, especially his age. A lot of people during that time in their 80s, 70s, 60s was just leaving left and right, left and right,
Absolutely. A lot of Church of God in Christ, the whole general region got wiped out during that time.
That's
and
right.
I've never seen so many people die so fast.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
So like y'all know, once again, my dad is like a country guy.
He is.
And so he raised us in Detroit, so we city boys. And I just want to tell this story. I know Joe probably gonna end up watching this. And our house caught on fire, and I think in 2004. And my dad was fixing up on it, and we end up living somewhere else, for a few months while he fixed it up. But we were washing clothes there. So we'd take a load of clothes, and go into the house that was burnt, because it was only like the upper part and one side of the house that was burnt, and we had to go in the basement and wash the clothes. The basement didn't get touched at all. And me and Joe go in one particular time, and we go inside, and there's a bunch of birds in the house, like a bunch of birds in the house. Now, we had a dog in there, so I don't know why or how all them birds got in. The dog didn't do nothing. And so me and Joe like, man, we had to go past the birds, going through the living room, in the kitchen, go in the basement. So we had to pass up the birds to get to the kitchen, basement to wash clothes. We said, man, we is not going in that face. So we called my dad, and we like, yeah, Dad, we got to wash some clothes, but it's so many birds in there, and we scared. So he come home, grab a big old shovel. And I kid you not, he went to war, and all you heard, boom, boom, boom. He knocking birds out.
He was having a good time.
Man, he was having a good time.
Yeah.
So I kid you not, it was about 20, 25 birds in there. And so as he knocking them down, our dog, family dog Taco, would pick him up off the ground, take him in the backyard. Pick him up, take him in the backyard. So he come out, me and Joe waiting on the porch for him. He come back outside and he say, listen, I'm going to tell y'all this one time. As long as I live, y'all better not ever be scared of no doggone birds. You understand? So I'm like, me and Joe, we all tough. He done killed all the birds. We like, okay. Yeah, so we go back in the house, and I don't know how this one bird didn't die. So we walk in, the bird flies up. Me and Joe run back out the house. We said he gonna have to whoop us today, because we ain't messing with them birds, man.
No birds.
Man,
oh
no birds.
God. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah,
I've never had that kind of experience.
Oh my God, it was scared. My dad, he wasn't scared at all, man.
Oh my God.
Well, he wasn't scared of y'all at all. But Dad, you seen rattlesnakes and things of that nature.
Oh yeah, I've killed many rattlesnakes.
Yeah,
I was raised up around all kind of snakes.
How did you kill the snake, Papa Shack?
Get a stick and hit
him in the head?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For the head.
Yeah.
Because, I watch a lot of Naked and Afraid. It's a show on TV where they have you for 21 days. You're out there, you're naked, you have no food. They give you a bag, a knife, a map, and a pot to boil some water in.
Wow.
So for 21 days, you have to be out there. You have to get your own food. You have to get your own water. You have to make your own shelter. You have to make your own clothes.
Wow.
And it's only a man and a woman on the show. And they be out there killing snakes and eating them. And it's something to see, because I would wonder, what would I do in a situation where we had no food? And that's another situation we're going to talk about a little later, about, they're talking about a crisis coming, you know how the cartoons, the Simpsons have predicted a lot of things.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that situation.
Wonderful.
So
I was talking about the snakes. We was talking about the snakes.
Yeah, we was talking about the snake. Yeah. So so we was talking about the country stuff.
Yeah.
But so that, like I say, back in the 30s, where you was born in 38, and that was a different time frame in America. Like, I feel like from 38 to 2024, 86 years, we have grown as a culture, as a society. As far as black people, we have grown. But I kind of want to know, like that. I think in 1964, 69, it was a Detroit riot. You know
That's right.
Yeah, it was Detroit riot. I forget the year. Let me see. Emmett Till died in 1955.
Come on with the facts.
Malcolm X died in 1965.
Come on with it.
And then MLK died in 1968. So I do know for a fact that Martin Luther King was kind of that main go-to as far as civil rights for black people in America. And I know when he got murdered, that it was a very sad time in America for black people. So I kind of just want to know, during that time, were you into civil rights? Because I do know you was pastoring during that time too.
That's right.
Yeah. So and did any of those deaths kind of affect you in any way? Because I know I had looked it up. I didn't write it down, but I know where Emmett Till got killed, it wasn't too far from Cairo, Illinois.
Right.
Yeah. So did any of that affect you in any way, or make you look at people a certain way or anything like that?
Well, it's like yes and no. You definitely hate to hear about anybody's dying.
Right.
And if you know them, that's even worse.
Right.
And in his situation, rather in this situation, this was kind of like ended up being like a national affair.
Right.
And many people was affected.
Yeah.
In different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I was affected because death has a strange way of affecting you.
Yeah.
And especially if you somehow affiliated with whoever it was that died.
Yeah.
And it affected me in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a great affected, but I was affected in a way that I thought about his family, and I thought about how he died.
Right.
And I wasn't sure on what was going to happen behind his death.
Yeah.
Because so many changes was going on during that time.
Yeah.
And easily a riot or anything could have set off right back during that time. And I kind of was wondering now what's going to follow this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I was affected about it. The situation.
Yeah. Now, Dad, one thing I've kind of learned, or you and Mama kind of taught us growing up, was kind of, in a way, we grew up in that time frame, where a kid had to stay in a child's place. So when grown folks was talking, we couldn't be around. We had to leave and go in the other room, and and I forgot where I was going with this.
It's okay. Take your time.
We grew up in a time where kids had to be kids, and you also, taught us where we mind our own business. We stay in our own lane. Don't matter what the next person is doing, continue doing what you doing for you and your family. And I'm saying this because I remember I talked to you briefly a few years back about I can't remember, the 1964 to 69 riot, and I know that our church was in that Black Bottom area.
Yeah.
And I remember you was saying like, I just kind of stayed in my lane, and when it was curfew time, you said you was working on the church, and when it was curfew time that they had set, you went home. The next day, you got up and ran your regular day. So my question is, when it's so much odds is against you, as far as at that time, there was a lot of police brutality. When it's so much odds against you, how did you, or how do you stay so focused on and not letting stuff throw you off? Like, how did you stay so focused on, building what you was still building at a very crazy time in America, and you was kind of like in the heart of where all the riots and everything that was going on in Detroit at that time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, so much was going on for some reason during that particular time. And so what I did, I just made up my mind that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do that if it's any ways possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured, well, Lord, if you let me wake up tomorrow, I'm going to do what I can do on my project.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I just kept doing that, and man, you'd be surprised what happened.
Yeah.
Finally, I finished what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then nobody came in and robbed me. Or, I wasn't caught up in the middle of some dangerous situation. And I was just I wasn't afraid and I wasn't bold. I just had something I wanted to do. And if any way it's possible, and if time and God made it possible and made it available, so I just lit into it every day.
Yeah.
Every day I got up and I did what I had to do, and so I never was caught up in the middle of a riot, or nobody came, never challenged me and say, hey, I got you now, nothing. And I never had to fight, never had to fight nobody or run or hide. I just went on every day to do what I had to do.
Amen.
Yeah, so I was glad about that.
Yes.
I was really glad about that.
No, so that I know you closed the church down during the pandemic, like 2022, 2021, something like that. But if somewhere around 60 years you were still pastoring. Before the pandemic it was like 55 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 60 years. Let's talk about church now and how you built your church from ground zero. Like if I'm not mistaken, y'all kind of started in people's houses.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, and
that
then went from there into over 500-600 plus members. So let's kind of talk about starting from the bottom as far as building the church up, and then where you went from there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a hard topic, but what I did, I just stuck with what my project was, and my project was to see that anybody who wanted to be saved would have an opportunity to be saved. And so I stood kind of like a middleman between God and people to preach to people and inspire them. That no matter what's going on, if you really want to walk with God and you really want to change your lifestyle, it can happen.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help make it happen.
Yeah.
And so anybody who crossed that path, boy, it was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So a lot of folks, they crossed that path.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people. You was real little then.
No, I wasn't even born.
well, some of your brothers, I got so many children. Some of your older brothers, they was little.
Now, Daddy Shack, I got a good question. I got a really, really good question.
Oh, easy.
I'm going to ask you. Now, how many kids you got?
Jeremiah probably remember better than me.
I'm going to ask him to name as many as he can name.
Ooh.
Without no help.
Jeremiah or me? Jeremiah.
You.
Oh, me?
You.
Oh, let's see.
We about to count them out.
Hold on, we got to have a timer. Okay, let's start the timer. Here we go. You don't have to have them in alphabetical order. You just have to name them.
Jeremiah, help me. Just help me. Give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Wait, I'm gonna put both of y'all on camera because this is funny. Come on, you got a name. It's your birthday, and you got to name all your kids. Let's go. Help him. You can help him, Jeremiah. Here we go.
So me, Joe.
Let's try to start from the very, very oldest.
Okay. Yeah, do it like it because he know. Let him start. Go ahead.
So what's that? Aaron Allen.
Aaron Allen, but it was two before Aaron Allen.
Oh, Mike,
Michael,
and Jonathan.
So that's three.
Okay.
No, that's four.
That's four.
Yep, four.
Okay.
All right.
Robert Jr.
Okay.
Kanya.
No, George.
George.
Kanya. 7.
Darlene. Zyvan.
And then y'all crew.
Yep. Liz.
Yeah, Liz.
Ida.
Olivia.
Love. Yep. Ida, Kiki, Shakika, John, Mo, Mike, Josh, Joe, me, then Jimmy, Junebug, Ramona. Well, I'm just naming.
It's 24?
34.
30?
Yeah, 30.
How about this 34?
34. Yeah,
Well, you're doing a good job.
yeah. That's kind of where I stop at. At 23, 24.
That is, listen, I wouldn't have been able to name that many, but my God.
He's doing better than me.
Papa, I see, Papa, because you came in there with a hardcore 3. You had 3.
Right.
I got the bell over here, and I should have came in with the bell, but you came in with a hardcore 3, but that's dope.
We need to put the numbers while I'm naming off 1, 2.
Absolutely. This is amazing.
So listen, y'all, we gonna take a small pause. This song that we about to hear. Dad, when did you remember the year 89 that y'all put your first album out?
Oh my God, I don't just really remember the actual year.
Okay, I think it was somewhere in 70s, 80s. They put this album out. It was named God Don't Fool Around.
Yeah.
Yep. And the song that you about to hear is My God Don't Fool Around by the original Shackleford Singers.
Don't fool around. Oh Lord, He don't fool around. Oh Lord, you can ask Him. For whatever you need, just humble yourself, and God will hear your humble plea. Oh, in time. Oh Lord, when you need a friend so bad, just remember God will be the best friend. I know He will. He'll be the best friend. He'll be the best friend you can ever have, because my God. Oh, I'm a living witness. God don't fool. Anytime you need Him, all you got to do is call Him. Lord, He don't fool around.
Man, that was some good old churching right there. That was some good old churching, man.
Yes.
That's the type of music I grew up on, hearing my dad sing. You know, yeah, that's good old Rand Salad. Not that. You used to perform and be on the same shows and stuff with Rand Salad, right?
Oh, we was running buddies too. Yes, that's true. And I'd many times go out to his house, and we would play games and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was a good fellow and a good friend.
Definitely.
And a good artist.
Yeah, definitely good artist. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Dad, let's talk about some of the cause if y'all don't know, my dad is one of Detroit. Well, I'm gonna say the truth. He is the baddest quartet singer in Detroit, Michigan. You know, he paved the way for so many local artists. You know, I really believe it was 2019 he was inducted into the Detroit Quartet Hall of Fame. You know, so he is the baddest man in quartet. And since he's not talking about himself, and I can tell his story a little bit. You know, they did a Men on One Accord back some few years, 2018, 2016, something like that, 2017. It was some of Detroit top quartet singers in Detroit, and I talked to my dad before I played guitar for the show. And I kind of talked to him before the show started. I'm going to kind of take it easy. I don't know if he took it easy or not, but when I tell y'all he sang without really trying, killed. And I think the song he chose was kind of a hard song to kind of sing. I can't think of the song. It's by, I Believe I'll Steal Away to Jesus.
Has kept me.
Swept the house, and so I'm just like, yeah, man, that's my dad. Can't nobody, mess with him, and that's kind of why I talk to my brothers about this. I'm a little weird when it comes to meeting famous people because, like, I'm his son. It's like,
right,
like, yeah. Chris
like
Brown
is
with
a star of all of your life.
Yeah,
right.
like Chris Brown is who he is,
right.
and King George is who he is, and whoever else, Joe Lagun is who he is. But it's like I've sat and watched him for 26 years of my whole entire life, and I've been taking notes and I've been trying to, find out. Okay, I like this style of singing. I'm trying to sing just like him. So it really don't interest me a whole lot. It's like, yeah, they cold, but have y'all heard Daddy Shack back in Detroit?
Like, have y'all heard us?
Have you heard them? Like that literally be my mind frame, and but yeah. So Dak, tell us, some of the guys or groups that you done sang with back in the day.
Well,
when quartet was hot.
I sung with a group called the Southern Four, and they were good singers. and it kind of caught me off spot. But I sung with some of the best groups in Detroit.
I know. You done been with Spencer Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Highway QCs.
Yeah.
What's the guy Mama like?
Well, I've actually
times in our life.
Yeah, I've actually been on the program with almost all of the national.
Yeah, that's what I'm
artists,
talking about. Yeah.
Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yeah, Lee Williams.
Yeah.
And I'm sure many people who perhaps might be listening to the broadcast might remember many times I was on. In fact, I was disc jockey on radio.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Daddy Shack.
Yeah. And so that kind of attributed to me being able to be on different programs too.
Yeah.
And I was on so many programs.
Yeah.
For a while, every time it was a major program, I was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, it's a fact, Moshiba, that like some people have came up and told me that when my dad and the first set of kids, the original Shack Fort Singers, would walk in, people used to be mad to see them walk in, like the Jackson 5.
For real.
Cause they knew when they walked in,
Y'all came to slay.
Came to slay. They about to kill it, shut it down. You know, Robert Jr., George, Aaron Allen, Zyvan, Darius.
Listen, I love it. Listen, Papa, if you could change one thing in your life, if you had a red pill or a blue pill, it said you could take this one or that one, and one allowed you to change one thing in your life, what would it be?
Right now, if he would let me change one thing in my life,
one thing.
Well, I know this is impossible, but if I could back up my life about 20 years and go from there and add on to some new stuff to it, that's what I would do.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. My goodness.
No. When I say my dad is one of the most generous people that you can ever meet, when he had a bunch of members at the church, he used to give houses. He used to give houses away, rent free, or letting members stay at the church. I mean, stay in his houses. Right. Dirt cheap. That talk about would you say your childhood played a role in why you were so generous?
Well, yes. The way I was raised to help anybody and everybody, and if I ran across a situation where there was a needed support, something need to be done, just do it. And
do it.
I grew up with that in me. It was just impounded in me.
Yeah.
And the older I got, the more I'd run across situations where I had the opportunity to put that in action.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, and I saw the results of it. Of being that type of person and helping out in them type of situations.
Yeah.
And so that played a great role in my personal life.
Absolutely, this is wonderful.
Yeah. Now, Dad, I got a critical question for you. So, do you ever feel that you gave others more in return, giving your family less in a way? And I'm asking that because I know as a pastor, I've seen you get out of bed at 2-3 in the morning and rushing down to the hospital because somebody is sick, and you rushed down there to pray for them, or taking millions and one phone calls, no matter what time it is, praying. So do you feel like in any way, in any time in your life, that you gave others more and in change gave your family less in a way?
Yes, I would say yes and no, and that's kind of unfair, but it is fair because when you are obligated and dedicated, you try to not short the people of God, and then you try not to short your family, then you try not to short yourself.
Right, yeah.
So it puts you in a situation where you just count the punches as they come.
Yes.
And you just take the best of the worst and make the best of it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's a kind of hard way of answering your question, but that's pretty well the way that me or anybody else, when you got a lot to do and it's got to be done,
Mm-hmm.
you got to hit and miss.
Yeah. Now, Dad, what would you say, or how would you say, like, if you could change it, how would you balance it out, or would you do it kind of the same way if you could go back?
If I could go back, I know the way that I did it.
Yeah.
And I think I would stick with that.
Yeah.
Because I would get lost in trying to don't do this and balance out that, and well, I shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, out of all how many, I was one person many times that did 7 or 8 jobs that I needed more people than one person to do, was and got it fairly well done.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to do it over again, I'm pretty well sure I would kind of stick with what I know.
Yeah.
I would do it pretty well the same way.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I got another question. You know, I'm just sitting here in awe listening to this amazing story. Papa, how did you support 34 kids? Was you a gambler? Was you
a king
drug
pin.
dealer? Was you BMF WW times 3? What was going on, Papa?
Well,
34 kids.
Well, pretty soon, you know what I would do. My child could be 5 years old or 10 years old.
Yeah.
If he could hold a broom, or whatever he could do, or she could do, you do that.
Come on now.
This job, you can't overdo it and don't overdo it, but you can do it, so you do that. And another one maybe over here is 12 years old. You sweep the backyard.
So you was delegating.
Yeah.
You was delegating, and although you had the children, you took care of all of them.
That's right.
And today, are you guys like this close-knit family? Do y'all get together? Do you spend holidays together? How is it for a family this size? Or is it, because, and we're being real, because I know sometimes with big families, as one of being mine, sometimes when you get older up in the family and the kids grow up, sometimes they grow apart. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to work your way back in to that close-knit family. So if it's anything like that, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's nothing to be embarrassed about or anything like that. It's just about getting better. That's all it's about, Dad. So would you say that, you're getting better, or the family is a close-knit family as far as like everybody in its totality? Because I know you get a whole bunch of people, even in a church, a whole bunch of people ain't gonna get along. But in a family, do you think, what do you have to say about that?
I think as a family, we get along decent.
Okay. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And then I think, my mama, 11 kids and mom had, I think we pretty much was a close set.
Yeah.
Close to set.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still
Gotcha.
spend holidays,
Gotcha.
meet up at my mama's house or my sister Liz's house. We meet at family house, and we cook, laugh. Just keep the love, family love
keep the
together.
family. That's important.
It is, especially after the pandemic.
Oh my God, that's important. You have to do that. You have to fight for family.
Yeah.
You have to fight for family because Satan hates. He hate that unity.
But even now, we're still a close family.
Yeah.
Out of all them years of being close,
That's beautiful.
we're still close.
Yep.
I've met some of your sons and didn't even know they were your sons, and like they were with their brothers. They were all together. So I've seen nothing but unity. You know what I mean? But I just know how even a small family can be.
Yeah.
I know how it can be. My father. Ironically, my biological father left me when I was 6.
I see.
And I was the one that was there when he died. I actually ended everything for him, closed everything out for him. It was just weird how ironic, you just have to be careful how you treat people.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because one thing people will never forget is how you made them feel. And that is the most important thing that I have learned in this life. Sometimes I make a mistake and I pop off and say things I shouldn't say, or but me as a businesswoman and learning how to handle people, and it just trickle down to my family. It starts at home first. How I treat my husband. So thank you.
Well, one thing about our family, Your mother played a great role.
Yes.
You know.
Let's talk about Mama Shack.
Your mother, in fact, she played a big role. She would do whatever she could, and she's a very good mother.
Most definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
And she made sure, the older sibling, when parents was around, mom and daddy wasn't around,
Yeah.
the older sibling took care of the younger
That
sibling.
is true.
And so that older sibling became, when they wasn't at the house, they became mama and daddy, And so that's kind of how we still. I'm a grown man, 26. Sometimes me and Joe out at gigs late at night. Hey man, you can't go outside by yourself.
Period.
Like, man. And I shut up because it makes sense. Like, okay, something gonna pop off. It's gonna pop off while we both there. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely. Go ahead.
listen, y'all, we're gonna take a small pause. This next video I want y'all to see. I believe my dad was about late 70s, early 80s. And we were singing at church. And I just want y'all to see how this man at this older age still got pipes. Like he haven't lost nothing. Like he still can sing. Still to this day he can still go. Dad, man, would you be down to do a retirement concert or one more time type of concert?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, we might set it up, man. Give the people what they want, man.
Good. That would be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I want y'all to look at this clip and just see how powerful this guy is. So.
Period.
Like y'all see how powerful that guy is still, man.
Period.
I mean, it's like he's still in his 30s, 40s, and he's still singing as hard as he can, and it don't bother him at all. Dad, how you do it, man?
It's a short story by the grace of God.
Yeah.
And then I enjoy and I love it, and when I sing to people, I always find somebody in the audience that look like I picked just the right song to bless this song.
Yeah.
And I know it's the leading of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Dad, I want to talk about masculinity and because I feel like and today I was talking about this on my show not too long ago, but I feel like society is getting super soft. I feel like they're trying to take the masculine out of men. So my question is, how important do you think the role of a father plays in raising a child in today's age, or raising a child, period, and I put emphasis on raising a young boy?
Well, it's beyond important. A father play, even a mother play an important part, but mother has one end to play, father has another end to play.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're dealing with father. And a father sets the foundation and puts the basics and put the little pieces together that probably would be left out if the kind of pieces that a female mother just probably is not familiar with.
Right.
And on the other hand, a father's not familiar with the obligation and the duties of mother.
Right.
Her female, part.
Yeah.
But a father plays a great role.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not he just do something. I know many times I was just by the leading of the Lord. was led how to do and what to do based on which child it was and their mental ability and their age and all of that put together, and whatever the situation that need to be done, be done as well as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Because I mean, to each his own about as far as chastising your kids and whooping them and disciplining them. But you and Mama whooped us. We was disciplined, and I feel like all of us turned out pretty decent. Now in today's age, I'm seeing, I know if I would ever go up into a teacher's face and disrespect the teacher, cuss them out, put my hands on them, I know no matter what, if I decide to go back home, I got to answer just not to you, but to you and Mama. So, like I feel like it's once again to each his own, but I feel like in a way, chastising or however you think is best to raise your kid, is the best way. And I don't think there should be, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, they trying to implement laws on certain parenting styles, where you can't whoop your child. But like you used to say, if I don't do this, then some officer gonna be walking around behind you doing it to you, or some nigga on the street gonna be doing it to you. So we got all our lessons and we got all our foundation, strong foundation, at home from a real man, from a real father. And I think that's what really plays a huge role I'm talking about a man to a father, in a young man's life, because once again, the main person that I saw, male figure in my life, was my dad. So if I seen him laying and laying around on the couch and not going to work and not doing nothing, I would have done the same thing, But, and me and my dad have talked about this. One thing I can say, and a lot of my siblings can say, that's women and men, sisters and brothers, they can say that no matter what, Dad taught us how to make money. He taught us how not to depend on a white man, not to depend on 9 to 5, so something as small as knowing how to paint. He taught us how to paint. He taught us how to cut grass. He taught us how to shovel snow. Knowing these things, he taught us how to play instruments,
Absolutely.
I would never ever in my life, as long as I live, as long as I got my limbs working, my hands, my fingers, my arms, my legs working, I forever will be able to make money. And this is, school couldn't teach me this.
No.
School.
That was priceless.
Yeah,
Okay.
Michigan State couldn't teach me. Consortium College Prep couldn't teach me this.
Man, listen, the Bible says have at least 7 lanes of income. Yeah, and then it says 8.
Yeah.
And I have 8. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy, but yeah, that you can't pay for that.
Yeah, you can't pay for that, so so as we're getting to our closing, that I want you to tell any young person that's listening today or tonight, one thing of encouragement. Just tell them something of encouragement to keep them going, to keep them shooting high for success. They might be having a hard time right now. Just, I know I've caught you off guard, but just one thing that comes to mind, word of encouragement.
I think the strongest thing in the world for anybody is to pray and be led of God. I believe that. Even if you don't know how to pray, talk to God about a situation that you don't know how to handle, and God will get in your mind, and everything will work out real good.
Yeah.
So I would say to anybody today, prayer is the answer. Prayer is the secret to untangle situations and to allow God to get in a situation and bring you out and lead you and guide you and direct you.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to anybody today.
Definitely. Well, it was definitely an honor to have my dad, my father, my mentor, my teacher, on my podcast on his birthday. So once again, we want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Definitely one of my best shows that I've recorded as of now. It's gonna be hard for a show to top this.
Come on.
You know, it was a whole lot of insight, a whole lot of insight on his legacy, on his childhood, on his upbringing, on how he brought us up. You know, and if I never tell you again, Dad, you know, I really appreciate you for all that you've done for us, for me, my siblings, all the hard work, all the tears, all the sweat, all of the sacrificing. You know, no matter what, I believe to my heart that you did the best you can in raising us, and it shows because none of us is not locked up in prison. None of us is not locked up in jail. None of us is on the side of the street begging for money. So that shows that when there's a real man, real father in your life, there is nothing that you can do, can't do.
And briefly, in addition to that, I had a lot of support from a good woman, your mother.
Yes, Mama Shack, Mama Shack.
Shout out to Mama.
Yeah.
Mama Shack.
Yeah, plenty of support.
Yeah.
She was just there 100% to do her very, very, very best.
Most definitely.
As a good wife and a good mother.
Definitely.
And I couldn't have made it without her.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Wow.
So I had to put that in there.
Yeah. Definitely. So once again, y'all, you know, we here each and every Wednesday from I'm thinking I'm in my show. Yeah, once again, y'all, we here each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I thank y'all for tuning in every week. You know, we trying to go higher and higher, bring on more and more guests. Hope y'all enjoyed the show with me and my dad. You know, if you're in the Metro Detroit area, every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., we're at the Vibe Bistro, 722 Southfield Road, Lincoln Park, Michigan. And you know that Mercedes, our co-host, she has her Jackie Wilson premiere showing May 4th at 7 p.m. So make sure you reach out to her, get tickets, and you know, we thank y'all. Until next time, thank you. What?
What you trying to say is he feel good.